June 5, 1944. Eisenhower holds his resignation letter in one hand. In 4 hours, he'll make the decision that either saves the free world or dooms it. The weather forecast says he's about to make a fatal mistake. 36 hours earlier, everything starts falling apart. Eisenhower's war room. Weather charts show a monster storm racing toward the English Channel. Not rain, violence. Winds that will swamp landing craft. Clouds so low aircraft can't fly. Seas that will drown men before they reach the beach. Captain Stagg delivers the death sentence. Winds at 35 knots. Cloud ceiling 500 feet. Gentlemen, this would be a disaster. 156,000 men are already boarding ships. Aircraft loaded. The entire invasion force in motion. And now this. Postpone, his commanders say. Every single one. We can't invade in this. Eisenhower postpones 24 hours. June 6th instead of the 5th. But here's the problem. They have 3 days in June with the right tides and moonlight. After that, July. An entire month of keeping 156,000 men secret. An entire month for the Germans to discover everything. Montgomery says it, every day we delay we risk losing it all. What they don't know yet is that the storm is worse than predicted. 24 hours later, evening of June 5th, Eisenhower returns to the war room. Outside the storm is here. Rain hammers the windows. Wind screams. 156,000 men sit packed on ships. Seasick. Terrified. Waiting. They can't wait much longer. The troops are breaking. If they postpone to July, the invasion might never happen. Morale will shatter. The Germans will find out. The war could be lost. If they launch into this storm, men will drown before they see the beach. Stagg walks in. Every eye locks on him. There's a break in the weather. The room holds its breath. A window. 36 hours. Starting dawn on June 6th. Winds drop to 20 knots. Clouds lift to 3,000 feet. Someone asks the question that matters, how confident are you? Stagg pauses. Reasonably confident. Reasonably. The fate of the free world hangs on reasonably. Eisenhower looks at his commanders. Opinions? Montgomery, we go. Ramsey, the Navy can barely manage. But we can manage. Then Lee Mallory drops the bomb. We could lose half the paratroopers. 70% casualties in the airborne drops. Thousands of boys, dead before dawn. Eisenhower walks to the window. Stares into the storm. Behind him, 156,000 men wait. The free world waits. He thinks about the resignation letter in his pocket. If any blame attaches to this attempt, it is mine alone. Launch and fail? Millions die. The Soviet Union collapses. Nazi Germany wins. Postpone and get discovered? Invasion becomes impossible. Nazi Germany wins anyway. No perfect choice. Just death or death. He turns around. His commanders see his face and know. Okay, Eisenhower says quietly. Let's go. But he can't sleep. He drives to the airfield where the 101st Airborne is boarding. The paratroopers are kids. 16, 17 years old. Blackened faces. Last letters home. Eisenhower walks among them. Joking. Talking. Smiling. A private from Kansas. Don't worry about us, General. Inside, Eisenhower is screaming. These boys will mostly be dead by dawn. His decision. His order. 11 p.m. The first aircraft takes off. Eisenhower watches until the last plane disappears into the storm. His aide finds him standing alone. His hands are shaking. I hope to God I'm right, Eisenhower says. If this fails, those boys' blood is on my hands. Nothing to do now but wait. 1 a.m. Reports start coming in. Paratroopers scattered. High casualties. But missions accomplished. 6:30 a.m. The beach landings begin. Radio reports fragmentary. Confusing. Utah Beach, success. Gold Beach, success. Juneau, heavy casualties but advancing. Sword, success. Then Omaha Beach. 8:30 a.m. The nightmare report arrives. Massive casualties at Omaha. Men pinned down. Invasion stalled. Commander considering evacuation. This is it. The invasion is failing. Thousands dying on the beach. All because he said, let's go. Eisenhower walks to his office. Takes out the resignation letter. Reads it. Then waits. What he doesn't know yet is that small groups at Omaha are starting to move. Engineers blowing paths through obstacles. A few brave men breaking through. 11 a.m. New reports from Omaha. Small groups advancing. Tanks coming ashore. 2 p.m. Omaha Beach secured. Evening, all 5 beaches secured. 156,000 men ashore. Over 4,000 dead. But the invasion is succeeding. The weather window held. Just barely. Exactly as Stagg predicted. 36 hours. Eisenhower allows himself 1 whiskey. Then gets back to work. He never talked about the decision. After the war, when asked about D-Day, he'd deflect. Talk about the soldiers. Anyone but himself. But his aide wrote in his diary, "I have never seen Ike so burdened." The weight of the world was on his shoulders. Everything hung on his judgment. The resignation letter was never sent. But Eisenhower kept it his entire life. 1964. Eisenhower returns to Normandy for the 20th anniversary. Walks Omaha Beach alone. Stands at the American cemetery. Someone asks what he's thinking. "I'm thinking about the boys who didn't come home. And I'm praying I made the right decision." June 5, 1944. A storm raged. The invasion was impossible. Eisenhower faced a choice only he could make. Postpone and risk discovery. Launch and risk disaster. He listened to his meteorologist describe a 36-hour window. Maybe less. His commanders were split. Some said go. Some said wait. Okay, let's go. 2 words. Spoken quietly. That changed history. Because of those words, 156,000 men crossed the channel. Paratroopers jumped into storms. Soldiers stormed beaches under fire. Over 4,000 died. But the invasion succeeded. Europe was liberated. Democracy survived. Nazi Germany fell. All because one man made an impossible decision and carried that weight until the day he died. Leadership isn't about perfect information. It's about making the best call you can and accepting the consequences. Eisenhower understood that. He made the call. And he never forgave himself for the boys who didn't come home. That's what real leadership looks like. Comment below with your favorite part of the story, and subscribe for more stories of courage in the face of impossible odds.